Welcome back, everybody. Rio, it's been a fun day, and, well, welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really surprised that every team has taken it to 3 maps. I will be interested to see if we get all 3 of these next rounds doing the exact same thing. I won't be surprised, actually, if they do the same thing. So
Exactly, especially because what's up next is Divine Dead versus BURTS, and we've seen both of these teams already today, so it's just good that now we can get them both onto one match together and really put up these unstoppable forces against these immovable objects. We got the map vetoes ready, so let's go ahead and see what we're going to be playing on. So, looking like Soul and Monaco are banned. I believe that Divine Dead banned Soul last time, and BURTS banned Monaco last time, so it's pretty much identical there. This time, however, it's going to be Skyway Stadium to start off. Divine Dead, after their last win on Skyway Stadium, are feeling very strong about this map. Then BURTS on Sis Horizon, and the decider will be Vegas. Now, this is a very interesting one because I don't think BURTS wants to go to Vegas, but even if they do, that was their map pick last time, and they're going to be ready to use it. Sueco, Chickpea, they have such a good connection on Las Vegas that for sure, if it goes to that map, it's going to be difficult for Divine Dead to keep up.
yeah, I agree. And I personally think that Las Vegas is probably the hardest map, in my opinion. Just way too many open areas and really kind of small spaces once you get into the cash out going. But Skyway Stadium, always fun. Sis Horizon, same thing. Really will be fun to see these 2 matches play out.
Absolutely. Now, when it comes to just watching how Chickpea is going to be taking the skirmishes alongside Sueco and Z, trying to figure out their entry up against, Divine Dead's super solid double heals. But the question is, will Divine Dead be pulling out the D map again? They pulled it out for one map before. I'm excited to see if they pull it out again.
I personally hope that they do, because that was some of the most innovative gameplay that we saw. We saw them taking spots away. We saw them dropping enemy teammates. Really, just kind of a different type of gameplay other than just shooting and just healing. So, yeah, we'll just have to see what they do.
Absolutely. And, when it comes to the actual cohesion of Team BURTS, I think that they have had a lot of improvement over the last couple of months in scrims. And now, seeing them actually put it all together into one nicely wrapped up package, I think that Divine Dead is going to have a difficult road ahead. So especially once we start off on the first map being Skyway Stadium, depending on which version of Skyway that they get, it could be a little bit more difficult for them, because if they can at least take away a lot of the sightlines from that light player, from Chickpea, then it will be a very good day for Divine Dead. But if they get up, down, left, right, it could still be difficult.
Yeah. Here we're hopping into it. We see Vault 1 spawns a little bit of ways from, what is this, Divine Dead?
Here we go again.
Yeah, look at the fog as well. The fog will make it a little bit difficult for those longer sight lines. This is actually one of the better options for weather on Skyway Stadium, just because the fact that even up on the upper platform, it separates it from just being able to have that fight from more than just a few buildings away. Harbinger going to be taking the first bit of damage, and like usual, going to be running away with the mines. Ayaya goes down, and this is a good opening here. Chickpea on the medium, Sueco on the heavy, dealing damage.
Yeah, amazing to see two teammates down already, and we just see Harbinger's kind of holding off, and I guess he's hiding and waiting for his teammates to use the coin, because he's not going to go try rezzing them, because he's just be out in the open.
Absolutely. I do believe that we have a mismatch in terms of stream delay, so we won't be getting BURTS POV this match, I don't think, unless that can be fixed. But for now, it is just going to be from the perspective of Harbinger, and think that it's going to be from the perspective of a team that really is trying to do the best to stay alive.
Yeah, I think that from what we've seen from Divine Dead already, I think that they might be the team to watch in this match. Because Harbinger is great with that AK. We can see him, even from a long distance away, still getting about half health chipped away.
Oh, yeah, the 36 bullets in the AK is why I like to use it. I have always been a proponent of AK gameplay. But, you know, now that the FCAR has been nerfed a little bit, we see more and more players picking it up. And you see Harbinger being a very good argument as to why it's worth picking up. Check out the good sustainability here. Ayaya not going to be healing up Harbinger just yet, but there we go. The team doesn't really need to worry about too much yet. Even though the cash out is in the hands of BURTS, they are trying to set themselves up for success in the long run here by making sure that they maintain height.
Yeah, I'm amazed that they haven't pushed on it yet, but I do see what they're setting up for, and it looks like we're going to get that red barrel in, explode the roof, and I bet you that they look for chip damage, and then as soon as they get somebody at least half health, they're going to push in.
Exactly, the mine's on the door to make sure that the light player doesn't end up coming across the side, but here we go. We've got Ayaya and Harbinger about to make the leap down into the bottom floor. Cash out aggression is going to start now. Let's see how BURTS is holding off.
They are still taking such a slow approach.
Yeah, definitely slow. I was going to say Sueco, I believe, is just holding in this room, but he could also be one floor underneath waiting to drop it. You can see I have Midnight Werewolf. They're always second-guessing themselves. They try to go for the steal, but there's the drop. And the question is, where is the follow-up? Because that steal is still happening. No follow-up will be had, and instead, BURTS loses the cash-out. Divine Dead gets the steal. Nobody's even died yet.
Yeah, this is a very slow, low-impact kind of fight. Finally, we're seeing some action happening. And we just see that Harbinger is just pocket healing and goes for the res of his teammate and tries to fight him off, but he gets cornered, and his teammate's going to res, but not enough health, and just goes down.
Nice.
Yeah, Sueco doing quite a bit there, but unfortunately, Ayaya just had too much HP there. Going to be able to take out Sueco and Z, finish up what his teammates started. And that is going to be the first cash out going for Divine Dead. So BURTS going to need to change up their style just a little bit going into this next cash out.
Yeah, the slow push really worked for him. I'm surprised. And BURTS just had a really slow reaction as well. I think that they need to pivot almost immediately and just change their strategy.
Yeah, especially given the fact that right now they're maintaining control of the vault at the very beginning. They did that last time, but they just could not hold out. I don't even think that Divine Dead is worried about this approach, even if they're able to sneak away and the gatekeep doesn't work out the way they want it to, because Divine Dead looks so confident on their team fights.
Yeah.
Now, we're seeing Vault 2 slowly move through the residential district, the market district of Skyway Stadium, trying to make its way over to A, but it could be going for a long rotate around the side, avoiding this upper deck platform, maybe wanting to bring it to the cash out that's in hospital. But instead, what we could be seeing is a little bit of a split, where the vault is being taken over the right side while the rest of BURTS comes up from the left-hand side. Now, however this ends up going through, Divine Dead needs to be spread out in order for this to work out for BURTS. But right now, Divine Dead keeps staying up together all in one place. There's Z.
Yeah, they're a bunch.
Doing a little bit of damage to Werewolf, but unfortunately, Harbinger, Werewolf, and AI are all keyed into this. Look at that.
Ooh.
Beamed all the way across. Z just goes out.
Они баба, они без бабу. На бабу.
Не ждут джамп. Можем здесь стать вообще?
Yeah, Divine Dead's really good at kind of staying together. They're like a bunch of grapes. They don't tend to spread out too much unless it's absolutely needed.
Я заеду к ним.
Подо мной хэвик.
Вот джампик есть?
Yeah, like, especially just given the fact that they have the first cash out, it opens up this as a possible playstyle. They can prevent any sort of entry, and it doesn't matter if they don't control the vault, because for the next 10 minutes, they just have to play keep away. That being said, as time goes on, it will allow BURTS more and more opportunities to kind of break the team up, and that's what we see happening right now. Harbinger down to 20 HP, Midnight Werewolf super low and getting aggressed. Now as Werewolf goes down, Ayaya or Harbinger need to go in and actually grab a solid res, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think instead, Ayaya and Harbinger, they're going to have to go and hide away. while the coin comes through. And this is when Divine Dead needs to be moving that vault. And there it is. The vault is now finally starting to make its progress over towards the cash
Убил
out.
одного меда.
Реснули.
Yep, and a lot of long distance fights are happening right now. I think this is part of their strategy to kind of hold off
Сможете
and
ко мне
wait till
приехать?
everybody's
Да-да-да,
in
я
place
уже
of
вышел. Я уже
Давайте
вышел.
одну
and I
первый
think it's
этаж.
pretty much working for
Я
them.
с меднайтом.
Я и так. Я и так.
And they're immediately
Они
going
выше,
into
выше,
the
выше
steal.
на
They really interesting to see from
Yeah,
Harbinger.
that's
Just run in, grabs it,
Вот,
uncontested as
крыша,
well.
крыша, крыша один.
Sets up the mines, goes for the
Fall
first
куда-то.
kill. Can't bring him down, brings him down to about half health.
Коньте.
Gets hit himself. Goes for the
That's
pocket
it.
healing. Gets the first
Yeah,
elimination
that's-
on Chip. Goes down,
Блядь, я хуёво
and his team is now getting pushed.
Меня можешь.
They're having to jump out of the area. And is that a team wipe? That is.
That is going to be a team wipe, and now we've got BURTS actually finally taking a little bit of good control. Sueco finally finding his entry for that RPG damage like we saw, and the main thing is that BURTS finally understands how they need to deal with Divine Dead, because that's the first time they've won a team fight in this whole map.
Wow, that's impressive.
И потом с того дома к ним.
Можно зипку и джамп ебало просто.
And thankfully, Divine Dead has plenty of time to hop over there and get on the cash out
Расстапил джамп. Они без
and even
позиции.
set up.
Поехали.
You see them kind of holding off on this roof.
Я с вами.
Jump pad gets on. They're going to try and take down the heavy. Got a shield
Я
down.
сдох, меня РП
Lots of
дали.
explosions.
Один мид половина.
It's going to be Ayaya Werewolf going down here. Harbinger cannot find an entry, and those are not resable trophies. So Harbinger's going to go down here, and that means that BURTS is going to be able to walk away with this cash out, bringing us to cash out number 3. It always goes to cash out number 3, doesn't it?
Таким образом.
It does, and honestly, that's what we want to see because it means that the teams are actually fighting and nobody's getting just dominated. I think it's way more fun to see it this way.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a lot more competitive of a play style for BURTS if they're able to prevent Divine Dead from just, barricading themselves into a corner. Because once they're able to prevent that barricade play from happening, it allows BURTS the angles that they need to actually thrive. Especially when it comes to how Sueco tries to enter every single time with the jump pads in the RPG. The finding that RPG damage initially is usually what's holding them back. But even in times like this, when they can find and isolate a single medium player, Sueco can just run in and melt with that shotgun. As many times as they've nerfed the SA-12, it is still the best weapon in the game.
Yeah.
And, well, it's just very difficult for Divine Dead to deal with it. That's why they need to stay together.
Yeah, and they were doing a great job of it earlier, and I think that anytime that they get caught out, when one person just dies, it just throws their whole balance out of whack, and they have to kind of regroup, and then that just takes time, and when time is of the essence in a game like this, it just is detrimental. So I'm hoping that they pivot and kind of learn from their mistakes.
We can see Harbinger, Midnight, and Ayaya trying to find the best way to keep the gatekeep happening, make sure that they keep the vault sort of controlled. They know that someone from BURTS is hiding underneath them, and there it is. They're trying to figure that out before they make their next moves. But even then, this sort of wasting time situation is it's not really going to do much, because the fact that it is not going to be necessarily winning anyone any fights when there's less time on the
Не,
board.
вот они, блядь.
Yeah.
Сука.
And
Парни,
Harbinger
у меня-
really loves to throw down these mines. I don't know how often he's getting them set off, especially when he's doing them like while he's retreating, but it is interesting to see how often he just throws them down, almost like grenades.
Oh, and look at that insane damage output there.
На
Sueco
мне
cannot
один.
compete, and we are
Хорош
now going to be
последний.
seeing a
Сверху, по-моему.
good little bit of
Идёт,
trading going on here, but it is going to be Divine Dead who keeps the player advantage, especially after the reses, and
выходи, куда ты
that's going to be
полез?
their
Левый
opening to
мега
take the
пошел,
vault
один.
and get it through all the way out to cash out B.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that he missed that first res, and he was pretty low health at the same time, so it could have turned out really badly if he didn't kind of go back and get it.
Они уже на Д.
О,
Они
в
full на
моем
Д.
доме. У меня уже
And now we wait for them to kind of get on to the point. I love it when they whack the cash box, because it just sends it flying.
Absolutely. They're really playing this to make sure that they are the ones that start it and stay in control, because they know that they need time to set up. So I think that what's happening right now is that Midnight Werewolf,
Да.
once he
Могу
gets
ждать.
up to the area that they want to set up, they're going to preemptively get all of their utility in place. Get the mines down where they want the mines, get the barricades where they want the barricades, and then they start the cash out. But the thing is that that vault is, it got punted a little bit too far. It's going to be hard to get that reset coming through. So BURTS right now is just still trying to find their entry, and while they kind of have Divine Dead trying to figure out where their next team fight is going to come from, they take the vault and they teleport it all the way out to the construction site.
Interesting. Yeah, they're really split up right now.
Yeah,
The vault is pretty out there. I'm interested to see where they take it. It looks like
I think it's
out.
going to be a hospital play.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know that they'll have a better chance. I believe this is okay. It might be an elevator spawn. I can't tell just yet. But unfortunately, they are breaking the ropes a little bit too early. Harbinger finally makes it up, and Sueco soaring like a shooting star all the way up to the top. It's not going to be the elevator spawn for the cash out, but instead on the rooftop terrace. Too much damage being dealt out to BURTS here, and BURTS unfortunately not able to deal with it. And actually, BURTS, I'm just realizing this now, they're on that double medium, and I think that that's sort of the thing that's not helping them out in this situation, is the fact that they're not used to playing double medium heavy. They're trying to support Sueco as much as possible, but Sueco is just not able to be in a competitive position on these open angles, especially not with the SA-12. So Harbinger is able to just take some distance, put a little bit of distance between you and the heavy, and keep the situation in your favor.
Yeah, and we see them kind of chasing him down, Harbinger chasing down their heavy after the two teammates are down, and I think that the heavy was able to get away, and I think that the enemy team's now respawning. So, good plays from both teams, but we are kind of coming down to it. This will be the last cash out, and it's not in the best spot, but here we see Divine Dead doing what they were doing great before, and they're just kind of bunkering here and waiting a little bit of ways away from the point to see if they can kind of get any kills as they push into it, and yeah, hopefully they can hold it.
Absolutely. Cash out C is ticking away almost to the halfway point. How will BURTS make their entry? Are they going to try to drop it and play the angles of the hallways? Or are they going to just try and W key up to the rooftop? Again, Sueco loves doing the RPG damage from the middle of the sky. I don't think an opportunity will present itself, so they drop it down to the bottom. Midnight Werewolf also just all ready to fight this. They have so many red barrels to chuck at it as well. There we go. The first little bit of damage comes through. BURTS taking a lot of opening damage. Gas on the site, but there it is. Sueco with the RPG, going to be able to do a little bit of damage. They pick up one, it's traded out. Harbinger on low HP. Midnight Werewolf needs to be healed, but look at that. Sueco also doing tons of damage, taking it as well. Harbinger is going to be able to heal up here, but there is just enough time for BURTS to get the steal, and steal they will, unless Harbinger can come through and cancel, but they have the shield up, and that's going to be too much to deal with. Look at that. I think that might be it. I think that BURTS has just walked away with map 1 here. What a close map it was.
Yeah, that was honestly really shocking. I thought the Divine Dead had that up until these last 10-15 seconds where they kind of dropped the ball. I think they separated a little too much, and then one went down, the second one went down, then it all fell on Harbinger to just kind of do anything, and in the situation that he was in, he just couldn't do really anything. So, great matches though.
Yeah, super intense matches, and I think that, you know, I was doubting BURTS for a second because of the fact that they had switched Chickpea off of the light, but now that we actually can see what this team can do with that double medium setup, this is insane. So Divine Dead, they just lost their first map, and when it goes on to the next map, well, this is going to be BURTS' choice. So, excited to see what's going to happen, and we will jump into that lobby right after this.
Mom and dad were right when they told me this wouldn't be nothing. Maybe I should take that advice, go get a life, or maybe get a job or something. Pack it up and head back home, tell everybody I was bluffing. Or maybe I'll just get out my head and focus on what I know's coming. Yeah. Cause I can't fall asleep at night without seeing my dreams. Delusion and reality, I'm somewhere in between. These voices in my head get loud and they keep telling me that I'm a fool for trusting in these wings. But maybe, baby, this what flying feels like. 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 Maybe all my exes just drinking themselves crazy tonight. Maybe I should call and say, told you I'd be right. Wondering how long it was before you realized the biggest mistake of your life, and now you're paying the price. Oh, is it confidence or confusion? Either way, I feel like I ain't never losing. Your opinion of mine, you know just what I'm choosing. I gotta do this, cause I can't fall asleep at night without seeing my dreams. Delusion and reality, I'm somewhere in between. These voices in my head get loud and they keep telling me that I'm a fool for trusting in these wings. But maybe, baby, this what flying feels like. 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 Feels like. Maybe, baby, this what flying feels like. Maybe, baby, this what flying feels like. Maybe, baby, this what flying feels like. Maybe mom and dad were right when they told me this wouldn't be nothing. Maybe I should take their advice, go get a life, or maybe get a job or something. Pack it up and head back home, tell everybody I was bluffing. Or maybe I'll just get out my head and focus on what I know's coming. Yeah. Cause I can't fall asleep at night without seeing my dreams. Delusion and reality, I'm somewhere in between. These voices in my head get loud and they keep telling me that I'm a fool for trusting in these wings. But maybe, baby, this what flying feels like. Maybe, baby, this what flying feels like. Maybe, baby, this what flying feels like. Maybe, baby, this what flying feels like.
Back and welcome, hello. It is time for map 2 up against BURTS and DD. Rio, tell us a little bit about what we can expect going into the next map.
Well, it's going to be Sis Horizon, so we can expect kind of the normal gameplay there. Not a lot of variation on the. There's no change in the map, but I think that we're going to see a lot of the LRC. No, not LRC. I'm sorry. The Divine Dead and BURTS kind of pulling back and setting up their defenses and maybe going a little faster. I think a lot of it was really slow last round, and I think that this round we might see kind of more intense action. At least I hope so.
Exactly, and remember that Divine Dead did pull out a dematerializer on this map the first time that we saw them on it today. And not only that, but BURTS had pulled out a light the last time they were on this match. So this map might actually be two completely different team setups than we're used to seeing from these guys. I'm very excited to see if that's going to happen, because if we get another matchup between the dematerializer and the light player, which is pretty often on Sis Horizon, that means that the team fights are going to be more often. We're going to get a lot more action of just teams throwing themselves at each other. Whereas in this last match, it went almost the full 20 minutes because of the fact that they were kind of biding their time. They were waiting. They were trying to, take out that team fight from the equation when it came to the cash out, and just try to make sure they can start that vault without any distractions. But it does look like we're actually back to double mediums for BURTS as well. So we're staying on the double medium setup. We're staying on the double healers for Divine Dead. So this is pretty interesting, because we haven't seen this setup on this map for either team yet.
Yeah, and I don't think that we have the dematerializer again. I'd love to see it, but yeah, I just don't think it's the right choice for right now.
I'm late. I'm 2 seconds. I'm 2 seconds. I'm 2 seconds. It's top.
Already getting into the action. We see Aya go down. Midnight Wolf is chopped down to half. Harbinger is the last one remaining now. He throws some mines to kind of get away from people. He is getting chased by their heavy. He was able to do some damage, but boy, he is down, and he cannot hold off.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite part about Sueco, is that when he gets the opportunity to hold the W key he will hold. And especially when it comes into operating on cash out A, because BURTS is going to start off with the upper hand here with the double medium, with the double heals onto the heavy. This means that they're going to play in that playstyle that they really don't like playing against, which is just setting up into the site. It is a lot more of a boring way to play. However, it allows a lot more opportunity. Look at this, just Chickpea opening up his own areas to cut through. Unfortunately, though, he's not used to being this high up off the ground here as a medium. If you're a light player, you can shoot the ankles through that, but unfortunately, as a medium, you're still just too high up even when you're crouched.
Yep. We do see them kind of pushing in. A lot of damage is being done. And they're pretty far away from the cash out, so I think that BURTS is going to be able to hop on and grab it. I'm sorry, BURTS already has it, so it'll be Divine Dead able to get in there.
Exactly. BURTS is holding on, but check this out. Divine Dead sending the steal a little bit early. This begs the question, what does BURTS have planned? And of course, it's going to be a drop, and the drop happens, but look at that, the steal. What happens? It lands on top of a desk. He can still hold it from the top. And here it is. So now Divine Dead controls the cash out, and there is going to be a little bit of a stall here. BURTS and Divine Dead all trying to maintain the height. It is going to be Divine Dead that lose the first fight here. And as Aya and Harbinger both go down to super low HP, they get one res. Sueco and Chickpea both go down, but Z picks up one. Is he going to be able to pick up the second? He is not, as Midnight Werewolf comes through. But he gets a res off, and Chickpea unfortunately not able to do much more than just go down immediately. But look at this. This fight is still lasting. The res is on reses on reses, but as Z goes down, that's going to be the end of it, and Divine Dead walks away with cash out one.
Nice, that was great. Really intense gameplay right when they got into that corner where the barricade was set up. And yeah, like you said, res after res. And it pretty much was anybody's game at that point.
When you've got two sets of paddles, it's like you have 5 teammates.
Absolutely.
Now, if only you could defib yourself, just charge them up and then just let them fall on you after you die. That's how I would play.
Yeah, maybe one day we'll see an update like that.
Well, as Vault 2 gets started by Divine Dead, it's going to be up to them to figure out which cash out they want to go to. They want to go to cash out C, which looks to be all the way over towards campus, maybe in that Japanese Zen Garden spawn, or if they want to go for a rooftop cash out that D looks to be set up on. Now, they go for the rooftop. That is going to offer BURTS a lot more opportunity to come through and drop it from the bottom. We know that they like to do that. That being said, if Divine Dead is in control, they can go ahead and start it out all the way over at Cash Out C in that Japanese Zen Garden. What is happening? I think that we're just... Are we in a freeze right now, or...
Are they just
Они, по идее,
waiting?
выдают миду.
They're just waiting, I think, and it looks like cash out C is going to be the move. Oh, Chickpea Z and Sueco, they're waiting. They found it. They found the motion, and they see it's going over to C. As the vault starts to make its way over there, this will allow them to figure out where the isolation could come from. But unfortunately, the only thing that'll be isolated is Sueco from his team, and he goes down. The res comes off here. Midnight Werewolf does end up picking up one, but as the trades start to come through, Ayaya goes down, Harbinger goes down, and that's going to be a team wipe. BURTS is now in control of Vault 2. Looks like they want to bring it to Cash Out C, which isn't in the Japanese Zen Garden, but over here in the library.
Yeah, really interesting play that they kind of held off, and they were waiting for movement to happen from Divine Dead, and then when it did start moving, they just kind of swarmed on them, and you can see what happened. Obviously, BURTS kind of took over, and yeah, I think that was an interesting strategy, and it pretty much paid off for them.
В запасе нормально.
Yeah, and check this out, especially the way that the cash out is able to be started off by BURTS, and BURTS gets to set up. It is the museum. Now, the museum, this floor here has this upper sort of balcony situation, which is going to be a lot better for BURTS holding up. But if Divine Dead just drops at one floor, then suddenly Divine Dead is going to have a much better time holding out if they're able to get the steal. Now, BURTS is taking a lot of damage here, and looks like it is going to be getting sent on by Divine Dead. They pick up the first kill here, and Ayaya, unfortunately, not going to be able to get res. Sueco and Chickpea, they're locked in, and as Midnight goes down to just 1 HP, it's only a matter of time before the team wipe comes through. But, yeah, no, he's good.
I think he was trying to self-blow himself up at the end there, just to get him down quicker and get his team respawn. And when they do respawn, I don't think they're going to have a lot of time, so I think that this one is going to go to BURTS, unless something drastic happens here.
Yeah, we just play under.
Okay. Careful, they stuck it through drop last time. Keep in mind.
I have double drop.
Okay, we have gas barrels down here.
I'm pre-placing a pad right here on the
Yeah,
outside.
yeah.
Yeah, we really do see BURTS setting up a nice defense,
Они below.
and it will be interesting to see if Divine Dead can break through.
Сейчас все сделаю.
They are going to try and
Нет,
blow it up from below, I
below
think.
нету.
But time is
Они
running
два
out. They
below.
need to be on it, like,
Да,
right
два
now.
below.
Yeah, absolutely. If they can't get this steal right now, oh, but there's the gas, and that gas is going to make it impossible. They don't have any fire to deal with it, no way to out-heal it. That's going to be a cash out, and that means that BURTS is still in the running, and now all BURTS needs is one more cash out to knock Divine Dead out of the running for this qualifier.
Ah, you love to see it.
You love to see it, especially just watching how BURTS is just dividing and conquering. Again, it's all about finding the one way that you can separate the heavy. The heavy is the linchpin of everything. If they can remove the heavy from the equation, it suddenly gets a lot easier to deal with the other ones. And so that's sort of your entire ethos to these team fights is when can you remove a medium from the equation? When can you isolate the heavy? And if you can isolate the heavy, can you protect the trophy to make sure he doesn't get defibed? All of these have to happen within a matter of 5 seconds. Because remember, if one player goes down, it's only 15 or so seconds until they can just coin back in and come through. So these team fights take multiple minutes to set up, but only seconds to execute.
Oh, they're here. I think you feel this
They
RPG,
immediately
right?
cash out started, and both teams are here, so we see just the action kicking off.
No dome, no dome.
Divine Dead trying to
and they're
pad
out of it.
over the wall here in the
Played on them.
library, and pad over they do, but it's Ayaya and Harbinger that go down first. And look at the triple kill from Sueco. The opening RPG damage is enough to finish off Ayaya, and then with the Lewis gun in hand, finishing off the other two. Insane team fight from BURTS, but again, that was just the very first one, and Divine Dead sent it so fast, they will for sure have time for a second, maybe even a third team fight.
Yep, it really did happen almost immediately, and they are respawned now. But they do have a little bit of distance to go to. I think that this is probably their last push, unless they go really quick.
I'm not there.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to see. The BURTS can set it up and hold it.
Pick up your pads.
Еще джамп есть?
Есть, куда?
Куда-нибудь.
Здесь? Здесь, просто вперед. Да.
Блять, они below играют.
Да, два белого походу.
You see Divine Dead trying to get up high spaces looking for anywhere that they can get some damage done.
Подожди, стой, я сейчас все сделаю.
Nobody that they found immediately because BURTS has a great setup.
Внимание, там. Я уже
And in
понял.
fact, they're the ones now getting chipped away. Not looking good for them, to be honest.
Бля, там не хэви.
Heavy убить.
Yeah, it looks like Divine Dead just is not able to find that. They're trying to put their players in a situation where hopefully someone from BURTS runs past without seeing and they can just dome in the back of the head. But it's just not happening right now. And as Harbinger goes down before he's able to get the res off, this is looking so good for BURTS here. I think that's going to be it. There's no way that this steal is happening. And as the final team wipe comes through, that means that Divine Dead gets shut out in the very first 2-map victory of the day, going towards BURTS. An insane way to start off this final run in the bracket, and we are getting closer and closer to our grand final, and these matches are getting even more cutthroat as things go on.
Yep, I think Cutthroat's a great way of putting it, because that really was the first time that we saw kind of a team dominating another team. BURTS really showed what they can do. They flexed their muscles, they flexed their aim, and Divine Dead just didn't have a chance. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, exactly that, right? BURTS kind of knew exactly how Divine Dead wanted to play, and I think that if Divine Dead did pull out the Dematerializer, we could have seen a little bit of a different playstyle, maybe even a different outcome. But it looks like that BURTS just keeps figuring out how to overcome the odds. And hey, both of those matches went to the third cash out, so it is absolutely well-deserved. And while they flex their win and bring it on into the lower bracket finals up against Scallywags, I want to take this opportunity to tell you guys about our sponsor, and that's going to be One Shot Energy. These are our main sponsor of the Breakout Esports Master Series, and they've got tons of unique products geared towards gamers, creators, and people who want to put quality items in their mouths. My personal favorite is these Soothing Yuzu voice drops. I got an open pack right here, and that is helping me cast today. Comes in very handy when I've got super long multi-hour streams. And if you guys want to try these for yourselves, or if you guys want to try any of their other products, you can use code BREAKOUT to get 10% off, or type !1shot in the chat for some more information.
Yeah, it's really a great product, and I know that after this long tournament, I will be popping some in and soothing my throat and voice so that I can carry on for the rest of the day. And in my house, we have almost all the way gone through our first package, and I know that we will be ordering more here soon. So it's really something great to check out, and it does deliver on what they're promising. So.
Awesome. Absolutely incredible. And we will have the lower bracket finals for you right after this break.
Some action happening.
На мне один.
And we
Один
just
дед.
see that Harbinger's just pocket healing.
Output there,
На
Swaco
мне
cannot
один.
compete, and we are now going to be seeing, and BURTS unfortunately not able to deal with it. And actually, BURTS, I'm just realizing this now, they're on that double medium. Gas on the site, but there it is. Swaco with the RPG, going to be able to do a little bit of damage. They pick up one, it's traded out. Harbinger, Divine Dead that lose the first fight here. And as Ayaya and Harbinger both go down to super low HP, they down immediately. But look at this. This fight is still lasting. The res is on res. This is Swaco from his team, and he goes down. The res comes off here. Midnight Werewolf does end up picking up one, but as the trades start to come through, Ayaya goes down. Gas, and that gas is going to make it impossible. They don't have any fire to deal with it. No way to out heal it.